Good day, guys. How are we all doing? I hope we are all good. Thank you so much for making time to join. So, I'm just going to talk about the importance of knowing the famous four candlesticks which we use, which are the inside bar, engulfing candlestick, the pin bar, and the doji. I'm also going to speak of the importance of the 13 exponential moving average, the importance of knowing your session open time, market structure shift, and just knowing your simple break and retest support and resistance zones. So without wasting time, like we always do, we're going to kickstart with the daily time frame. So this is GER40, and this was today's trade. So when we came to the charts, we noticed price actually started the month being bullish. You can see with this nice pin bar candle here, followed by another pin bar here. So price was bullish, creating higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low. So for me, this is actually a higher low, and I'm still open to seeing price even come as high as this area before this month ends, even creating a new high of the month. So coming in today's price action, I noticed after this lower high was created, we have an inside bar. That's the first thing right on the 13 EMA. And we've taken out the lows of this candle, which also qualifies as a liquidity sweep in my books. The next thing is I noticed yesterday's price action, we had a nice expansion to the top side. So that gave me a bullish bias from a high time frame. So this is today's candle, right? So just looking to my left from here, I confirmed that I was in a bullish bias. So the next time frame which has to confirm my bias has to be the H1. And this also has to be paired with your session trading time. So if you trade in the morning, for me, that's London session. So my London open time, based on my time zone, is 10 a.m. GMT plus 2. So when I came to the charts, I noticed my price was bouncing off again today's open price right here. We also had the 13 EMA right there, and we also had this order block right here. So these were all confluences lining up. And when I looked at the TDI for confirmation, I saw that my price line and my signal line are trading above the yellow baseline, which more or less confirmed my bullish bias. So jumping down to M15 for an entry. This was the H1 price action. So my price, I waited for my price to come back above today's open price based on my broker time, of course. And I waited to get a pin bar. So remember, you want to wait for the famous four. A pin bar, doji, bullish engulfing, or an inside bar. Any of those four candles should be a perfect confirmation. As long as you get your directional bias correct from a higher time frame, it becomes a little bit easier to trade on the smaller time frames. So you can see I got this nice pin bar closing here, and I was now aiming for price to expand towards this high and potentially continue pushing up because I had a 1:3 risk to reward ratio. And if you look to your left, I also had the previous day's high right here. So if we are to mark that level right there, you will see that I was also waiting for price to actually break that level to show me that I'm actually in the right direction. So these were just confirmation. So we had a bullish engulfing, a pin bar, and a close above the 13. Everything is lining up with the views I had on the higher time frames. And TDI also gave me a little shark fin right there. So now after this M15 candle closed, this particular one with the pin, I then jumped to my entry time frame. If you know me, I prefer my entries to be either on M5 or M3. So on the 3-minute time frame, this is what I was looking at. So remember, this is the previous day's high. This gray line you see here, that's the previous day's high. And I had a market structure shift. So this was the 10 a.m. London session open. So when London session opened, we took out liquidity here. We had a market structure shift. Price retraced, bounced off the open price, gave me one of the famous four, which was a doji, gave me another one of the famous four, which was an inside bar. Then I was just waiting for price to break back above this area for me to actually confirm a buy. So that was one way of entering this trade. So you could have entered right here with a buy stop, Or you could have simply waited for price to return back to the 13 EMA. And again, we got one of the famous four, which was a pin bar. We got another famous four, which was a bullish engulfing. And inside there, you can see there's an inside bar as well. So all our famous four candles were just popping up left, right, and center. And that was the only confirmation we needed for this particular setup. So got in this trade here. I'll show you just now on TradingView. Then another confirmation of a direction, another pin bar right here of the 13 EMA, price pushed, price retraced, another pin bar here. So what needs to happen is if you've got a bias, let's say you missed this entry and you missed this entry, if you're in a bullish bias, just wait for a retest of the 13 EMA. If price comes below, wait for them to come back above. So you're waiting for this close above for you to confirm that you're still pushing up. So this would have been still a perfect entry. Here's another famous four candle. And again, as long as your bias is good on the higher time frame, the entries on the smaller time frame will be a little bit easier because you know exactly what you're looking for and you know exactly the spot where you want to get those four candles. So you only want to get one of the famous four. Once you get one of the famous four on a point of interest, you execute your trade. But at the same time, you want to try catch your trade here and here. Of course, you might catch it here, but here it's a bit of chasing because here the setup was almost complete. So I'm now going to jump to TradingView so that I can show you guys the entry with my risk to reward. So you can see this was the 10 a.m. London Open right here. So I'm just going to remove this line so that you can see how the candle was looking like. So London opens, market structure shift, price retraces. We bounce off the first 3-minute candle at 10 a.m., which was the London Open. We bounced off with this candlestick. We also had a break and a retest of this structure. So these are all confluences which I look for or look at when I'm about to enter a trade. So price pushed up. I actually entered here, but my stop loss for some reason was a little tight. So my first entry took me out and I was pretty much fine with that because if you see my result just now, you see there was an entry and a close and a close and another entry as well. As soon as I confirmed this break of this particular level, then this was my setup on a 1:3 risk to reward ratio, and price simply pushed all the way to TP. I think we closed somewhere at the top here. This trade is already closed, by the way. So if I get close to my TP, there's no reason for me to keep holding because sometimes price will get here, then they'll actually start pushing back down. If you traded yesterday's GER30, you see that that was almost how price pushed, almost got to TP or halfway, then pushed back to entry, then eventually expanded for the day. So this was my GER40 trade. And all the things I mentioned are the things you actually need to look at. So these are also the things we mention on our 2025 day trading mastery course. You can see this is the complete course right here. If you need this course, just get in touch. I'll drop a link in the description. You can purchase this course, or if you already know what you're doing, but you just need to fine tune your strategy, then you can just join the mentorship as well. I'll drop the link in the description. So let's check out the results. Today is Feb 26. So I'm just going to quickly play you a little clip of how we share our setups in the WhatsApp community. So we're going to, let's make this a little bigger. I'm going to pause. Excuse me. So you can see, good morning. If this breakout does not happen, the setup will be invalid. So you can see this is where I was just explaining. So let me just play so that you see. I was just explaining here to the guys in the mentorship group. You can see this was right as I entered the trade. I was just explaining my reasoning, my risk to reward, and everything I was looking for on this particular setup. And let's see what happens. Okay, and I was also just giving the reasoning of my trade because remember, once you enter your trade, now you need to manage the open position. So we're also giving room for the M15 to create a second leg. So sometimes price will do, the M15 was looking like this. This was the first leg. So they could potentially have done this and then the setup still would have played out. So we're giving room for a potential second leg. to happen. So again, if you are in the mentorship group, these are all the things we explain on our setups so that your trading journey is actually worthwhile. Like all the knowledge you need, we actually shared with you. So this was basically the setup. Then I'm just going to quickly show you the end result. I'm not sure if this is a video. Let's see. Okay, this is the end result. So you can see price then pushed the 10 a.m. open price. Here I was just explaining the audio is off though. Then this was the setup, and this is where I closed my trade. You can see this was the trade running. You can see I was also trailing. I was already happy with this target for this particular trade. And this was the profit for this particular account. I think we took 2% if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, that was a successful trade. So guys, if you want to join our mentorship, please do join. If you don't know about these candles I'm talking about, like your pin bars, your inside bars, your bullish engulfings, your doji inside bar, um, pin bars. If you don't know about these candles, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to link a video right here on this bottom right corner. I'm going to drop a video whereby you can just watch some of these candles, like where do I derive them from. Then from there, your trading should be better. Then if you need mentorship, just hit the link, follow the link in the description, or if you need the course, just follow the link in the description. If you enjoyed watching these videos, please do comment how you trade. Let us know what you took in the morning session. Apart from that, enjoy the rest of your day. Good trading.